Show the kids. I have a feeling they'll probably be pretty excited.
In this video, we're attempting to catch and cook the most hated fish in the state of Maine.
Wow!
Now, hated might be kind of a strong word, controversial might be better, but it has a lot of history here in the state of Maine, and it is extremely hard to catch.
No!
So when I woke up this morning, the kids said they wanted fish for dinner, so today we're headed out grocery shopping. The problem is the closest one is over 100 miles away. Good thing is, we got a plane to go try to get him in. Just gotta figure out how to fly the thing. Tristan, you know how to fly this thing?
GTA.
Between the two of us and our GTA experience, we think we can get the plane up 100 miles north of here to where the most controversial fish species in Maine lives. They got a lot of history in Maine. They're a really cool species, and catching and cooking them is a very controversial subject of itself. Are you guys riding bikes in the water? Yeah! I guess we can't really make fun of them, Tristan, can we?
Semi-docile.
That's pretty, yeah. When the bikes have engines is when you start to worry. Let's get this thing loaded up, see if we can get it in the air, see if we can get to where these hated fish live. It's already 9:30, so most of the morning is gone and we have 100 miles to go. Little spoiler hint, they are known as the fish of 1,000 casts. If you're an angler, you probably already know the species I'm talking about just by that slogan. If you're not an angler, I'll fill you all in about this species later in the video once we actually get to the pond. All right, boys, I'm going to get dinner. I'm going grocery shopping. I'm gonna catch a fish this big for dinner. Let's get him in the boat or the plane. Let's get him in the plane.
Let's get him in the plane.
Let's get him in the plane. All right, Tristan, we got 6 hours to feed the family. Kids are gonna go hungry if we strike out.
That's a lot on the line.
See you, buddy. To the grocery store.
God's grocery store.
What a day. It's gonna be hot. The old girl does not have AC. She's a little old. For my pilot followers, you probably recognize the plane and the age of her, but for you non-pilot followers, you can leave a comment and guess the age of the plane. Guess what year she was built? I'll reveal that a little later in the video. Have you ever eaten one of these things? Never. But maybe if we catch two, you can take one home. Good enough. Actually, I don't know how I feel.
Not bad.
I ate one time, but it was cooked over the fire. It still wasn't terrible. I think if it was cooked in the kitchen, it would be pretty good. We're gonna warm the engine up, do a quick engine check, and we'll be in the air. Can't forget the water rudders. Here we go. Smile and whenever we fly, it brings out the little kid in me. Yeah. Tyson couldn't punch the smile off my face. As I said, you can't forget the water rudders. There's several pilots that fly in the area. We all have float planes, and it's a little bet that we have. If you forget to take your water rudders up before you take off, you owe all the other pilots a case of soda or a case of beers. But has anyone had to buy the sodas yet? Yeah. Oh yeah. There's occasionally. What about you? I'm on a good stretch. I don't think I forgot. I shouldn't say it out loud because you watch, especially on camera, we'll forget them. But does that sandbar look familiar? Yeah. Wow. These hoagies. Wow. Up by them orange looks like a huge ball. See it? Right behind that little boat. Wow. How young were you when you did your first solo flight? 15. I might have been 16. I got my license right after my driver's license. I got my pilot's license right after I got my driver's license. So yeah, I think you have to be 16. Yeah, I got my pilot's license, I think, like late 16, almost 17. That's still crazy. Hey, that you flew by yourself before you. That was a wild anything. That was a wild feeling. Looking around inside the plane, I can't even imagine. Yeah, you're probably pretty used to it now, but that first flight, like alone, that was such a weird feeling. I'd be a little nervous. Not only is this 100 miles away, but it is in the middle of nowhere. This is a remote grocery store in Maine, but we don't want to run out of gas. I gotta clean this windshield. Don't want to get out and just do it real quick? Yeah. Could you open the window and wipe that down a little for us? Look at where these two rivers converge. See the clear one and the brown? Wow. I wonder why that's so brown. That's usually not a brown river. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have begun our initial descent into the lake of freshwater alligators. We should have you on the water here momentarily to remain seated and seatbelts securely fastened for the duration of the flight. Until we've come to a complete stop, that would be fantastic. Crikey, I see an alligator. It's a little windier than I hoped it would be. We're going to be stuck on the leeward shore for a little while, it looks like. Let's go fishing.
All right.
right, welcome to the grocery store of the North Maine woods. We made it. We've traveled over 100 miles to a very remote location. If you didn't guess in the intro, the fish of 1,000 casts is a muskie. They have a reputation of being extremely hard to catch. So we figured if we're gonna catch dinner for the kids, why not go after the hardest possible fish to catch and make it hard on ourselves. There's a ton of history around the muskie. I'll share with you guys as we fish for them. They have an interesting origin story of how they got here and their reputation. One of the biggest problems we're facing is I don't usually fish for muskie, hardly ever. So I don't have any of the real good setups for muskie, any good lures. I have a few bass fishing lures and a few large lake trout spoons. Hopefully one of those will work. I also got a minnow trap, so we're gonna throw this out. I see a few minnows jumping already. Pretty much anytime you're fishing for anything, if you can catch the natural forage in the body of water and drag that around, if it's legal, here it is. That's usually a pretty good bet to catch whatever's in the pond. We're gonna start out just working this shoreline. It looks like a beautiful shoreline to actually walk on foot. If we can't catch one from this shoreline, we might actually push out in the plain and fish out in the lake in some deeper water, because I don't actually know where these things go either. All right, the minnow trap is in the water. I have no idea if this is gonna work. We're starting off with a topwater frog if I don't see any busts on it. Pretty quickly, I'm gonna switch over to this big togue spoon that I've got. If that doesn't work either, then hopefully we catch some minnows. What if I get one first cast? A lot of people fish steel leader for them. We got 20-pound fluorocarbon on. That's worked for me in the past. I haven't had one bite me off yet.
How big do the teeth get?
Big. And the fish get huge too. The fish get over like 3 feet. I have no idea if muskie eat frog. There's probably some like legendary muskie fishermen watching this video right now laughing at me.
The reason that I know very little about these muskie is they're not a very sought after fish in Maine. They're a big sport fish all around the world. People love them, and actually catching and cooking them is pretty frowned upon in a lot of places in the world because they're such a legendary sport fish. But here in Maine, that's not the case because they were never supposed to be here. The story of how they got here is actually pretty interesting. Canada actually stocked them. I think it was back in like the mid 1950s, maybe 60s, 70s. They stocked them in a lake on the other side of the border. They swam from that lake through all of the water systems and took over a ton of pristine native trout waters in Maine. And now, once they became established, they've killed everything. All the brook trout and all the native populations have been destroyed. There's been hundreds of native waterways lost to these muskie over the years. And it's crazy how far they've traveled. Where they got stocked is like a really long ways away from here. And they've swam the rivers and taken over these waters. This pond specifically used to be a really good trophy native brook trout pond. And that's what Maine is known for. And if you talk to Maine fishermen and what people like to go after, usually it's salmon, lake trout, and brook trout, all the native cold water species of Maine. They're typically the highly sought after fish here. Well, when the muskies arrived and decimated all those populations, of course, a lot of the people that like fishing for those cold water sport fish kind of got a sour taste for the muskie. So it's interesting that they're actually encouraged by the state of Maine to keep them. There's no bag limit, no size limit. You can catch and keep as many as you want because the state of Maine would like to see them gone and restore these native trout populations. That unfortunately probably will never happen. Now that they're in here, there's not much we're gonna do to slow them down unless we come up with a really good recipe for them. I'm seeing tons of minnows here. Last time I was here, right over there was actually a moose. So we might see some wildlife while we're here. I would think this would be a good shore to fish. There's a lot of bait here. I have no clue what I'm doing. What's a lot of fun is coming out here and actually camping out for the night, spending the night under the stars. Everything up here in this part of the state is beautiful. This is like the untouched. In this video, we started on one side of Maine and we're on the other side. We're like pretty close to Canada, actually. They're not eating the topwater frog. We're gonna try a few casts with the spoon and then go check our minnow trap because we don't have a lot of time to get this muskie. It's almost noontime already. We're just making the first cast of the day. This is probably my favorite thing to do in my spare time when we're not lobstering. If I got a day off that the weather is decent, jumping in that plane and flying up here, searching for, usually not muskie, big brook trout, big lake trout, exploring new places, seeing the scenery. This is my favorite thing to do.
I think we're gonna have to get out in the plane. It's too shallow on this shore. And my gut thinks that the fish might be a little deeper too right now. Pretty sure muskie are a cold water fish. All the muskie experts in the comments can let me know where muskie go in the summertime. Oh man, there is so many minnows there.
We get some big ones. Wow, look at all the bait. Uh-oh, we ain't got much. It's only been sitting a couple minutes though.
We are not feeding on the shoreline. We've made a few dozen casts with the frog and spoon. We're gonna go out into the lake, so instead of just pushing out and drifting around in the wind, we actually will have a little bit of control with the trolling motor, but it's not much. We can't maneuver and get around like you could with a boat.
but we can at least spot lock and hold position, make some casts, and try a few different areas throughout the deeper water. This is probably my favorite way to fish in a boat. In the plane, not ideal because the wind, this thing's basically like a kite. It blows us around everywhere. The weight of all the fishing gear is a big limitation when traveling in the plane, or even in a boat for that matter. The lithium batteries have really revolutionized the way that we're able to fish. Power Queen is actually the sponsor of today's video. Thank you, Power Queen, for hooking us up with the battery. This is the 100 amp hour, 12 volt, and I'm telling you what, 100 amp hour, you can go multiple days, especially in a smaller boat that's not that heavy. This plane, with a windy day like this, I can still go a full day with a 100 amp hour battery, and in a boat I can go multiple days. I've actually searched the internet high and low for the lightest lithium batteries, and Power Queen is the lightest on the market. So if you do a lot of fishing either by plane or by boat, weight is usually a factor. Definitely look up Power Queen, go check out their batteries. They have them in several different amp hour ratings, several different sizes, and they are the lightest ones that I could find, and so far it's been fantastic. Thanks again, Power Queen, for hooking us up. Let's go put it to work. Oh, you can also get 10% off if you use code Jacob10 when you go over to Power Queen and buy a battery. We got one medium-sized bait. We really need a large bait. Take the one bait we got, go reset the minnow trap somewhere else, try to catch a muskie. I caught a 3-pounder already. Kids are going hungry tonight. Driftwood for dinner. All right, we got the only live bait that we got out. It's not quite as big as I would like, but we're trolling one live bait, which I have some confidence in, and we're gonna start chucking the spoon, working the shoreline, looking for a spot to throw the minnow trap out. It might be a little more minnowy. We're starting off trying shallow, primarily because it's so windy in the deeper water that it's gonna be really hard to fish out there. Oh, what do we got, a fish or we got bottom?
I don't know. I just was wondering if that was you or which line.
No, that's bottom.
It is.
Trolling in here is probably not gonna work. There's too much crap. Nice. Both rods are hung down. Cool, cool, cool. Good job. Those musky fishermen are probably really laughing now. Ah! You got two on right now at the same time. Oh my God! Sweet. Pile of them. Oh my God! Woo! Just chased it right up and scared the hell out of me. He tried to eat it at my feet. He almost hit my toes. He came right up right here and tried to eat it, but he missed it. Scared me so bad. Yeah, I thought an alligator was after me for a minute there. I've seen videos of people musky fishing, and they do this, Tristan. They follow him right up to the boat, and then they go like this. And they'll eat it right there. And if I had done that, he would have eaten it. And he tried really hard to get it, but he missed. I've always thought they were crazy for doing that, but I guess it works. If there's one here, there should be more. Man, that was exciting. Oh, it was crazy. It was right, I mean, it splashed me. It was that close. And I wasn't looking, it was what scared me. I didn't know what was going on. It's so hard to cast. You almost have to have top water. Oh my gosh! Wow! Holy cow, that was right there. I watched him, that was a big one. Oh, wow, he missed it. That was crazy. Oh, they just hit it again right here. What is going on? I think we found the depth they're hanging at, which is good.
Do you have a reader out or anything?
No, I don't. I got one, I'm on. Let's go, Tristan, well on. Woo! No landing net like always. Woo, I was starting to get nervous that we weren't gonna have dinner for the kids, but here we go, look at him. Woo, he's pretty good. I got a landing net, but it's back in the plane. I never took it out. Oh, he's not hooked very good. We got one, Tristan. Got him. Dinner time. Well, that was pretty good. We just got out to this depth, and I've had like 4 try to hit me. So I think it's gonna be pretty fast fishing here for the afternoon. All right, we are on the board with our first muskie of the day. Last minute, spur of the moment trip. These are the best ones too. I don't know why I don't do this more. I feel like I always gotta plan out a big elaborate trip, bring tents, spend 2 days. This is just an afternoon. Hop up here, catch a few muskie, bring them home and try to eat them. This is gonna be the one that we take home for dinner. We've still got like an hour left to fish. So we're gonna work this shoreline a little bit and see if we can catch a trophy. I mean, this is a nice fish, but they get a lot bigger than this. And I think it'd be cool if we could get another one. Even if we just release that one, I don't think we're really gonna slow the population down much if we try to keep too many. They're in here now. They've pretty much taken it over. We might as well accept that this is now a musky lake, but it would be cool to catch like a 40-incher or something, wouldn't it? And they were aggressive right here. We just hit this spot, this certain depth. I think we might have stumbled onto something good because every cast they were trying to hit me. Look at his teeth. That's a little one. Imagine a big one. Now you can see why they are such a dominant fish. When they enter a pond, they eat everything. I'll imagine a brook trout trying to compete with this thing, freshwater barracuda. Oh my God, the very next cast, Tristan. Are you kidding me? Did we just play that whole thing right to plan or what? Smaller, a little bit smaller. I think we got a pretty hot fishing spot right here for the afternoon. That's like 3 casts and 3 hits and 2 fish. We're just gonna let this one go, I think. This is a smaller one, and as much as I would like to wipe them out of this pond, I don't think me and my fishing pole are gonna be able to do that. I don't think we're gonna be able to help the brook trout population in here come back. What should we do? Should we let him go? We'll let that one go. Oh, he said he's going, so we're gonna let that one go. Maybe if we catch a giant, we'll keep 2. Maybe 3, I don't know. I wish I knew if they were delicious. All right, can we go 3 for 3? Tristan's like, let me make a cast. We're like 3 for 4 right here in this spot. Nope, I guess I caught them all out of this hole. Man, that was fast for a second there, wasn't it?
It was.
Oh, did you see that right there? Look at it, look. I'm on. Good one. This one feels bigger. Man, he smashed that thing. Whoa, I guess it's not bigger, but it's just fighting. He just jumped right out of the water right there. Oh, I got him side hooked, that's why. He felt so big. I got him hooked right in the side.
Oh, yeah.
Look at him, hooked right in the gill plate. You got bad aim, little guy. You're supposed to put it in your mouth. Oh, you got him, he ate right here, right under the float. Wow, he ate it right under my feet. Oh, got one. Wow. That was right out deep, right out in the middle, not even on an edge. The fish of 1,000 casts. Ooh, this is bigger. This one's pretty big. Whoa. Oh my gosh, he's cranking some line. Man, he went under the floats. I can't get him out. Holy cow, this one's fighting.
Oh ho, what do we got, boss?
Oh, we got a big one.
Got a nice one?
I think he's close to 3.
Yeah, that's a decent one right there.
I guess he's not too much. He's a little bigger than the first one, right? Yeah. Nice. That's a beauty. Oh.
Careful.
Stupid trying to do this without a net, especially in the middle of the woods. Oh crap, I lost it. Well, we're doing pretty good. That one was probably close to 36 inches, you think? 30, it was low 30s. Anyway, it was a nice fish. They're getting a little bigger. We're starting to dial in on them a little bit. The fishing's picking up. We're working a little bit deeper water than when we started. We wasted the first hour or 2. I started to get nervous that we were gonna strike out and we weren't gonna be able to get a fish for the kids for dinner. What do we got now? 1:30. So if we eat dinner around 5, we're gonna be back home around 4. We still got a couple hours of fishing if we want it. See if we can get one for the wall and another one for the frying pan. I got one right here, deep water.
Again?
Yep, holy cow, this is crazy. This is like almost every cast out here.
Oh my lord.
Ah, these things are strong. Oh, I got it on a drop, Tristan. I wasn't reeling it. I stopped it and freeze pulled it. Oh, that's a pretty good one too. Oh man, it seems like the deeper I cast, the better I'm doing. That one's not too much different than the one in there. Pretty much the same. Oh, right here. He ate it right there. That was crazy. Right here. I watched him come out of the weeds. 8,000 casts for 8 fish. My arms are about to fall off. He doesn't know he's on up. Oh, that's a big one. I think that's a big one. I can't turn him around. He's a beauty. Oh, yeah. It is now 2:30. We just got the biggest one of the day. Still not a trophy by Muskie standards, but it's a pretty good one, I think. Must be getting close to, I don't know, 34 inches probably. Pretty nice fish. They got scars on them, crazy. Gnarly, gnarly teeth. I will admit they're a lot of fun to catch. While it is sad they decimated the native species in this pond, you gotta make lemonade out of lemons, right? You might as well enjoy what's here. They are a pretty fish too. For like a pike, pickerel, barracuda kind of fish. I think they're much prettier than a pike in my opinion. But what's really cool about the native fish that were in this pond before these fish wiped them out is that the native fish have actually been trapped in these ponds literally since the ice retreated from the ice age. So they've been in there for, when did the ice retreat?
You're asking the wrong person.
Well, if you say it wrong, they'll make fun of you in the comments, not me. No! We were gonna keep that one.
He's still right there. Oh, that's a dangerous game.
Got him. All right, he ain't getting away yet. So the native fish that they decimated have been in these waters since the ice retreated, surviving on their own, untouched, unaffected by human contact. So it's super cool and special to come up and catch those native fish, but I got to admit that these are a lot funner. I'm having a lot more fun today than I thought I was gonna have. I will admit that. This is muskie number 9 and a pretty nice one. We've got 2 for dinner now. Very curious to see how they taste. If they're good, what a way to come up and fill the freezer too. So this specific pond is actually pretty overpopulated in these fish. There's too many of them in here. Clearly we've caught 9 today, which I don't think is typical numbers for muskie fishing. And it's because this pond is so hard to get to. It's so remote, it doesn't see any fishing pressure. And these fish just breed out of control, which is cool if you want to come up and catch a lot of fish. But if you want to catch a giant, it's not really a great thing to have in a pond. The more fish you have, the smaller they grow. The less fish, the larger they grow, because once they become overpopulated, they just dominate all of the food sources in the pond, and then they just pretty much starve to death before they can live to an older age. There's not enough food available for them to grow to those larger sizes. It's actually a good thing to come in here, clean some of these out, reduce some of the numbers in the pond, especially if they're good eating. It's kind of a win-win-win. If a few of them get removed, the fishing might become a little bit slower, but they will grow much larger because the food sources in the pond, the fish that are left in it will be able to eat much better and get good and fat. All right, fishing is concluded. We're now rolling into the cook portion, the controversial part. Probably those serious muskie fishermen that I told you we were watching earlier making fun of me. Now they're probably pretty disappointed in me for killing 2 of them. But if we want to go sport fishing for muskie, we'll go somewhere that are native. We're just gonna get the guts out of these things and take them home, probably flay them out at home when I have a little better knife. I don't actually know how to flay them either. I gotta do a little research. I think they have Y bones. I think they're like a pickerel. So I don't think they're an easy fish to flay. You just gotta know how to get the Y bones out, and I don't know how to do that.
Jake, we got any ice though?
No, we don't, but I know the perfect spot. All right, the fish is gutted. We are headed home. Start the cook portion. We're gonna see how he tastes. Well, I would say that was a success. As long as the dinner was a success. The dinner's still the last curveball that could get thrown at us.
But 10 fish in a couple hours, that ain't bad.
That was pretty good fishing. Now we just gotta go home and cook them up and see if they're fit to eat. If they are, we know where to come for doomsday.
Exactly.
And survive the apocalypse. We'll just come up here and eat muskie.
This is about the best place you could be for an apocalypse.
Yep, all right, through the kitchen we go.
Hey, there's a moose in the water down here, Tristan. I'm going to put him right out your window. He's swimming in the water. That was cool. That was awesome. Well, we had planned on stopping to grab some ice in the ice caves. They're super cool. There's caves right here in the middle of the woods. There's a big rock pile, and you climb down in underneath it, and you can go way underground. And down inside of the caves, they hold ice all year long, all summer. Even if you stop in there in late August, they still have ice down in the bottom of it. So it's a super cool place to stop, especially on a hot day and get cooled off. But unfortunately, it's blowing a little too hard. The wind is blowing right at the shore we would have to go into to go in and look at them. We're just going to climb up a little higher than I normally would fly and get some cool air, so that way we can keep our fish in our fish hole nice and cool. We'll also grab a nice tailwind for the ride home. I just realized I never gave the payoff of what year this plane is. Do you know? I don't. Do you have a guess? 86. 1954. I was right off. Wow. They're actually a highly sought after plane. They're like the old they don't make them anymore. They stopped making them in the 80s. The new ones are nose wheels, so you can't put them on skis. They don't fly as good off field, and they're not as light. These ones are a lot lighter, the old planes. Oh, this baby even tires worth hanging on to. Yeah, since they don't make them anymore each year, the value of them keeps going up. Awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. We've leveled off at our cruising altitude to 4,500 feet. We got nice cool air up here, about 50 degrees Fahrenheit, so fish in the hold should be holding nicely. We got about 30 knots of wind right on our tail, so this can make it a nice quick ride back to the coast of Maine. We got about a 40-minute flight. We'll have you back in time for dinner in no time.
All right, we have made it home. We've got beauty muskies for dinner. Let's go show the kids. I have a feeling they'll probably be pretty excited. Oh, look. Big fishies. Wow. Those beauties? You gonna eat them?
Yeah.
You gonna help me cook them?
Look at their teeth, Jace.
See their teeth?
I would not want to stick my hand.
No, they're crazy, huh? You caught a big bass today off the dock?
Yeah, like, it was like this big.
Said I was gonna watch a video on how to flay these out, but I think I'm just gonna wing it and figure it out. It's usually a pretty safe bet to start right behind the gill plate and go right down along the backbone. Pretty much works with most fish. Look at that white meat, looks like halibut meat. Those die-hard muskie fishermen are cringing right now. They're probably just fast forwarding to see how it tastes. Maybe they already left the video. They might have left the chat. Calm down. I'll show you a little trick for skinning fish, whether it's muskie or what it is. I've never tried this on muskie, but I assume that it'll work. Start right down here at the bottom of the fillet. You run your knife right up along the skin, and believe it or not, a dull knife will actually work better for this than a sharp knife, because a sharp knife will cut through the skin. So you lay your knife down flat. Watch out, Jace. I don't want to cut you, buddy. There. That looks like a pretty fillet to me. This fillet is clean. If you're looking for a Y-bone tutorial, you came to the wrong video. Cut my finger off. I thought we were going to be able to just cut a V into the Y-bones and just pull it out. They also turn and go each side, so I guess that's where they get the name Y. You don't just cut down each side and rip them out. You almost gotta they're almost like a second rib inside the fillet. Why did you grow these bones? Just so people wouldn't go through that hassle of cooking them and eating them. We're gonna try breading them and deep frying them. We're also gonna try pan searing them. We got one fillet here with Y bones still in it. I'm gonna try to pan sear that one. Once it's done, we can just pull the meat off of the Y bones rather than flay it. I was losing some meat when I was trying to get the Y bones out. So these ones are gonna get cut up into nuggets. This one's gonna get pan seared. We've got catch and cook fish and game coating. A buddy of mine actually makes these, a YouTube buddy of mine. We've never actually met in person. It's funny how that works. You become pretty good friends with people through creating videos on the internet. Jay has a YouTube channel himself, and he makes this catch and cook coating and sells it. Breading for, they have several different flavors. Fish and game beer batter, fish and game lemon pepper. Ooh, lemon pepper might be interesting to try. We got 4 different recipes going here. We're gonna destroy this kitchen.
Sorry, Ashley.
Yeah, notice she just left the kitchen. She's like, her stress can't take this. Probably should have just cooked them in the woods. But I'm genuinely curious how they taste when you cook them right. I've only ever had them in the woods, so I want to cook them in the kitchen. I am not a chef. The only thing I know how to do is deep fry stuff. That's what we're going with. Well, and the pan sear, but I feel like that's pretty low risk and pretty easy also. These fillets are interesting. They're yellowish, whitish meat, and they got a pink strip in the middle. Now, I have a feeling that pink strip, anytime I've seen that in fish before, that pink has a different flavor than the white meat. Jay is actually one of those muskie fishermen that I was talking about in the comments. When he made catch and cook, he probably wasn't anticipating someone cooking muskie in it. Sorry, Jay. If I come to Canada or I go somewhere where muskie are highly sought after, I promise I won't catch and cook them. Only when we're in Maine. Ashley's never gonna let me cook in this kitchen again.
Never again.
Every catch and cook from this point on will probably be outside. In random other news, I'm leaning towards Allier for the boat name, I think. The other night, I don't know why, but it came to me that Allier was gonna be the boat name. 6 hours ago, this mission started with the quest of catching dinner for the kids. Now we're gonna see if they'll eat it. How is it, Kai? Which one did you eat? Crunchy. Try this one too, Kai. You might like this. There's a bunch of different ones. All right, I gotta try it. That's good, honestly. Fish and biscuit and tartar sauce is gonna be good.
You like them, buddy?
I'm gonna try the lemon one real quick.
It tastes like real fish.
It is real fish.
No, it tastes like, no. That tastes like pork.
Lemon's good.
So this is the lemon one?
That's lemon. What do you think? It's good. It's really good.
Oh my God.
It is, right? I mean, I'm not just saying it for the video. It's delicious.
Wow. I wasn't expecting that.
I'm impressed with this.
That lemon one was like, I thought that I would like it, but I didn't think
I would like sit down and devour a plate and wish I had more. Crunchy's good too.
Which one's your favorite?
I don't even know. I really like these catch and cook ones.
The Bisquick isn't bad, but I'm catch and cook.
Daddy.
I think I am too. I didn't think catch and cook would beat this quick.
For me, the lemon one is number 1, I think.
These are delicious. This is actually really good fish. I take it back. When I come to Canada, I'm catching and cooking these things. Canadians can fight me. Yummy. All right, the pan sear is coming out. So this is the raw, authentic taste of muskie. No seasoning. This will actually tell you what it tastes like without all of this jazz. That's no salt, no nothing. It's pretty bland, but it's not nasty. You know what I mean?
But yeah, I
It just needs some salt. Like just salt is all it needs, which this one does have garlic, salt, and pepper. So I bet this will actually be pretty good. It's great. It's fantastic fish.
flaky and
I'll definitely eat it again. Here.
yeah. I don't know if you agree, but it's semi-similar to haddock.
Yeah.
Like that white, flaky. Yeah, that's good, Jake.
All right, well, I would call this a success. The kids aren't even talking, they're just eating. So the kids are fed. That was the goal of the mission today. Muskie catch and cook, the most controversial / hated fish in Maine. Ashley doubted it, but she just said.
I said you should have brought a lobster home.
No, that's not what she said.
I said that's the best freshwater fish I've
The best freshwater fish she's ever
a
eaten.
lot for
I think I'll second that. Tristan also thirded it, not making it up for the video, but that's very good fish.